What's going on, guys? It is Robbie here, and today we are here with the first gameplay of F1 2017. I got the game on its day one release, the 25th of August, and I haven't had time to edit the video that I recorded, and it's the 1st of September, and I've only just brought this out to you guys, so I really do apologise for that. I have been really busy this summer, enjoying the summer, and having a bit of a break from YouTube, really, so I can only apologise for that. But we are here with F1 2017, my first gameplay of it from the get-go, and we're just going through the settings right now. And as you can see, as we go through the rest of the setting up, you'll see that F1 2016 profile data, so basically my F1 2016 data that I had from my profile in the game, carries on onto the new game as well. So that is really interesting to see, because that means I will be able to use the same driver creation data from the last game, and it's actually kept it. So I don't have to touch all of this data if I don't want to, but there's a high chance I'll be changing a few bits around with the data, including the settings from the game options, which I will do off camera later down the line. But as you can see, for those guys that haven't watched any of my F1 2016 videos, this is my driver creation data with my avatar, my helmet, my nationality, my number, and my full name and abbreviated name, all as it shows right there. And now we are finally on to the home screen of F1 2017. This is the main menu. So here are the modes we've got. We've got career mode, Grand Prix, multiplayer, time trial, event, and brand new to F1 games, championships. Now, just give me a moment to set up the game in the game options, and as you can see now, we'll be able to continue on the video. So we are going to do a time trial to start off with, because I want to test out to see how good the handling is on the PS4 controller. I'm not using a wheel. Yes, I will be using a wheel on this game pretty much a lot of the time, but to start off with, in the first few days, it will be on the controller. So we're going to modern cars, and we are going to pick the Ferrari, because I feel like I wonder if the Ferrari is the quickest car in this game, and I want to see if that is true or not. And the track we are going to choose is going to be the Austrian Grand Prix circuit, because that was my favourite track on F1 2016, and I think it should be on this game as well, so we just need to go and find that now. I was thinking about going for Silverstone, but I'll probably do that after Austria, even though Silverstone is another one of my favourite tracks. But we're going to pick Austria, and we are going to click on that right now. And as you can see in the bottom right hand corner of the loading screen, you will see that now we can set up the options without having to go back to the main menu like F1 2016. So what that means is, anytime I want to adjust any of the options or race settings, I can do that in the loading screen now, which is a really cool feature and something people don't pick up on when they get this game, but I've picked up on it now, so nice to see. So we just wait for the loading screen to get us onto the track, because it is a bit slower than F1 2016, I must admit. And there we go. Immediately you can see that the graphics look a lot better. And we'll see as we go on track in this Ferrari car. The second best, is it the second best car or the best car on this game? I don't know. It's that or the Mercedes, because the other cars will be nowhere near as powerful and as dominant as these cars. As we go on to our first lap of F1 2017 ever, and we come across to start off this lap, and you can see that the graphics look a whole lot better than F1 2016 in many aspects. The tarmac is a lot more realistic, with a proper like road and rubber surface, and not a cartoony surface like they had in the last game. And you can also see the grass is a lot more realistic, and the gravel, it's not like it's just a simple layer. There's actually some textures in there now, so it makes that more realistic as well. You can see also that the lighting effects are a lot better as well. There haven't been many adjustments to the lighting, but I can see that it's a lot brighter, which is nice, because F1 2016 was still slight bit too dull for my liking. It was very, very close to being realistic lighting, but I think in this game it's a step closer by a long way, as we're about to finish this lap now. It's not been a perfect lap, and I expected that, because this is the first lap I did on the game. We go a little bit too wide on the second to last corner, and our lap time got validated, but we're going to come across the line anyway to set a 1 minute 8.967, I think that says, which is a good lap. Definitely not very quick, but we'll continue on anyway, as now we are coming towards the end of another lap. Once again it's invalidated, but we actually improve our time to 1 minute 8.1, so we gained a whole 0.8 of a second there, which I'm very surprised with. But now let's get on to another lap, and hopefully this one is clean, as we come towards the first corner now, braking just after 100 meter ball down to 4th gear for this corner. You don't want to be taking it in 3rd, otherwise you'll lose the back end of the car, as now we are coming towards turn number 3, I think it is. This is technically turn number 2 actually. Braking very hard down to 2nd gear. Don't brake too early though. I actually lose the back end on the exit, so that cost me a whole bunch of time, about 0.3 of a second max, I would think, for making that mistake. As now coming towards this corner now, braking just underneath that board there, that Pirelli board, down into 3rd gear and up into 4th and then to 5th. Watch out for the traction on this game. You really have to be careful how the traction responds to you on this game. Down to 5th gear for this corner, and now flat out in 6th gear. Hang on in there. The car will try to fight with you, but we are okay for now. As now we're coming towards the last 2 corners. This is where track extensions are very, very likely. Down to 6th gear, now down to 5th. Use a lot of curb on the exit as much as you dare. Probably go right to the white line if you can. And that lap is a very good lap indeed. It's a 1 minute 7.6. And I think we can go even quicker than that. So now we decided to go with the Mercedes to do a lap around this track, just to see if it is quicker or slower than the Ferrari time. So coming towards turn 1 now, once again down to 3rd gear by accident, but short shift up to 4th and then up to 5th gear. We lose the back end very, very slightly, but we don't actually lose time, actually gain time on the exit there. So Mercedes looks a lot better of a car so far. Down to 2nd gear for this corner. We don't lose the back end this time like the Ferrari, so we've already gained at least half a second already. So I sense that Mercedes is still the quickest car, just like last game, but we'll soon find out if that's true. Down to 3rd gear for this corner. Short shift up to 4th and up to 5th as well. Now into 6th gear, up to 7th. Coming towards this corner now, down to 5th gear. We almost went too tight into the apex there, but we got away with it. Now down to 5th gear. Not as much downforce as this Mercedes, so we had to go down a gear to make sure that we don't run off the circuit. Now coming towards this next corner, down to 6th gear now. Hold it in there, use a lot of the curb. Down to 5th gear, use a little more curb on the exit. That's a good run. Coming towards the line, what lap is it going to be good enough for? And it's a 1 minute 7.2, which is a whole 0.4 quicker than the Ferrari time. So, can we go quicker? I think we can. As we come towards the last corner now of another lap, I think we might beat it by around a 10th. If we do, it's a 1 minute 7.1. I think we're going to keep that lap because we can't really go much quicker than that without a setup. So, let's have a look at the setup. I actually did a few settings on the car during this time trial, and I haven't got good setups yet, but I'm just going to show you what I've done so far, because I need to have more practice in terms of making sure that all the setups are good enough for each track. It's pretty much almost similar to F1 2016 apart from a couple of aspects, in my opinion. And now we are off to Britain now, so we've switched tracks to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. The other track I want to do in this video, don't know why my hand went up there, that's a bit of a glitch there already on this game, but let's gloss over that. Now we're coming towards to start our lap now, and as you can see we actually lose the back end, and we had to actually restart the lap out of nowhere, and I felt pretty embarrassed that I made that mistake. It proved that this game can still punish you on the traction, even though it's easier on the traction. according to some people. But let's get on with this lap anyway and see what we can do. It's our first lap at Silverstone, up into 8th gear, flat out. Don't go into 7th like you did in 2016 because you'll lose time. These cars have so much more grip. Down to 4th gear. Can we hold it? No, we have to go down to 3rd just slightly. We almost tried to hold it in 4th, but we nearly ran off the track there. Now down to 2nd for that corner. Now flat out into 6th gear. Using a lot of curb on the exit. You don't really need to do that because the game will give you a penalty for that. Now coming towards the next corner now. Down to 5th gear and into 4th. Now coming towards... I can't remember what this corner is, but it's a hairpin corner, I know. Flat out in 4th gear. Don't go into 3rd, you'll lose time unless you're in the wet. You can go in 3rd gear if you're in the wet conditions. As now we are coming towards Old Turn 1, Copse Corner, flat out in 8th gear. No, you too much curb. The time is invalidated, but we're going to keep on going and make sure we don't make the same mistake next time. Flat out in 8th gear through Maggots and Beckett's, this chicane complex. Down to 5th gear, you can take a lot more speed than that. We take a decent amount of speed. And now we are about to come through to the Stowe corner. I think this is Stowe. So we come towards this corner now. 5th gear up into 6th. We just go a little bit too wide there. That will cost us some time. Now, final 2 corners now. 3rd gear for both of them. Don't need 2nd because what's the point? The car will step out on you. And we go flat out towards the line using a little bit of curb on the exit of Club. And that is a 1 minute 30.2, I think. I can't quite see that lap. But now we're going on to another lap. And this one is hoping to be a lot better. So, we're coming towards the start of the lap. Now coming towards turn 1. Flat out in 8th gear. A lot better of a line through there. And now coming towards this next corner now. Down into 3rd gear. Clip that curb on the entrance. And then hold it in 3rd gear through the next part of the corner. Short shifting up to 4th and 5th and 6th to get a good amount of traction there. Now we go under the Fly Emirates Bridge down towards the next corner now. Down the gears into 4th gear. Hold it in 4th gear. You don't really need to go into 3rd because the car will step out on you. Now flat out in 4th gear. We do slightly miss the apex of that corner, so we lost a 10th or 2, I think. We've met that mistake. But now coming towards Copse, the Old Turn 1. Can we keep out? Flat out in 8th gear. We're going to hold it now. We'll have to go down to 7th actually. We weren't brave enough to go for 8th gear, which is such a shame, but never mind. Coming towards Maggots and Beckett's now. Flat out in 8th gear. Down 2 gears into 6th. And then down into 5th gear. Clipping the curb perfectly there. And on the exit as well. Now coming towards this DRS straight. The Wellington straight I think this is. Under the F1 2017 bridge. Now coming towards the Stowe corner. Brake at the curb. Down to 5th gear. And up to 6th gear on the exits. We just managed to nail that perfectly. Now coming towards final 2 corners. Down to 3rd gear. We missed the apex just a little bit. But we hit the curb on the 2nd corner, so we're okay. Now fly towards the line, and it's going to be a 1 minute 29.7, and that was a very good lap for a default setup time trial around this track, and I was very happy with that. A 1 minute 29.720. I don't think I could beat that unless I use a setup. So this game could be my game. Who knows? Right, let's get on with a race, shall we? The first race on F1 2017 for me ever, and we're going to go into some classic cars. Now, I was going to go the 2010 Red Bull, but I decided against it because it was so slow on the straights. So I went with the 2000 and... what car did I go for in the end? 2007 Ferrari, I think it was. Yes, I did. And now we are going to go to the short version of the British Grand Prix circuit. Let's get on to track. So, we are here for the first ever race on F1 2017 in the 2007 Ferrari car, which was Kimi Räikkönen's championship winning phenomenon, let's say. So, let's see how we do. We're getting towards the 5 red lights for our first ever race on F1 2017 with these classic cars, and we are underway. Let's see if we get a good start. It is a good start. Nice launch control, Ferrari, as we come towards turn 1 now, up into 7th place, making sure that there's no other cars making a move. No, we don't. Do we go down the inside of this Renault, I believe? This is the Renault 2006 in front of us. No, we don't. We're not confident enough on the brakes. As we come towards this long part here, as you can see, we actually cut half of the real circuit there with that short layout. It went from turn 3 all the way to the last few corners of Stowe and just past Max and Beckett's, which was very interesting to see. As now we're coming towards the end of the first lap. Trying to gain on some cars, but I don't think I'm quick enough to race these just yet. I think the best thing I can do is just stay in the top 10. Because my first race, I'm expecting the AI to pass me left, right and centre. We cut the curb a little bit at turn 1. As we keep it in 7th gear, because these classic cars can only manage 7th gear, especially the 2000s ones. We go a bit wide at that corner. That's going to give Barnes, that is, I think that's behind, a chance. I don't know what cars he's in, as we lose the back end massively on the exit of that corner there. And on this straight, you can see the speed of that Ferrari. I think that's the 2004 Ferrari, the fastest classic car in the game, with that straight line speed. Larson, I think that is, has passed us. So, can we get him back on the brakes in towards this corner? We're going to go for it. We have a look. We can't make it, though. There's no way we're going to make that move. Just very risky, because on this game, you can lock up so easily if you get the moves all wrong. As you can see, another Ferrari down the inside. That was, who is that? Letrianu? I can't pronounce that. But both of the 2004 Ferraris behind us have overtaken me now, so all I can do is try and hold on to this position of P number 9. Can I stay there? Barnes is behind me, and I bet you he's in a Ferrari as well. As you can see, skipping later on to the middle of lap number 4. Nothing much has happened so far. We're just holding on to the position. As you can see, there's a car on the left hand side. I think that's a Red Bull 2010 car. So an RB6, which means that we should be okay, because the Red Bull is much slower than pretty much all these cars in a straight line. I think the only one that's slower is what car was it? 2008 McLaren, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're just trying to hold on to 9th place as we come towards the last lap of this first race on F1 2017. We go very wide, coming towards the end of lap number 5. Is the Red Bull 2010 car going to have a chance? I don't know what that driver name is. He's right behind us, just a 10th behind. Would he go for a move? No, he doesn't. Too risky. Kaufman, I think that is, has won the race. I bet you he's in a Ferrari. So fair play for him to be the first winner on F1 2017. As we come towards the last few corners now, I think we're going to hold on for points in P9. And that is a very decent result. I would take that. You can see now the new podium celebrations on this game look absolutely amazing. So much more enhancements, let's say, or what words to say. So much better than F1 2016 because they're a bit scripted. These just look so much more better, like real life pretty much. And hopefully we can do some more races on this game once I get used to it. I still need a bit more practice before I do some proper races, but we'll see anyway. As you can see, Kaufman won the race. Atiyah, I think, is in 2nd. Waldemüller 3rd. Larson 4th. Lutriano 5th. Izumi is in 6th there. Alex Murray in 7th. Levasseur in 8th. There's me in 9th. And Belaslov in P10, completing the top 10, with Barnes, Giles and Roth missing out on the points. Yes, I said pretty much all those names. As we go right down to the bottom of the field, where we'll see that last place was Correa, I think that says, in the 2008 McLaren, so maybe it is slower than the 2010 Red Bull. That is interesting because I finished 9th in my first round F1 2017, but I finished 8th on my first race for F1 2016, so bit of a variation there. As you can see, we can now view the driver and the constructor standings without hitting the OK the enter button for end session. We can actually view standings from the screen, which is really cool. And that is the end of the video, guys. My first gameplay of F1 2017. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope there'll be more content of this game coming very soon, because I really am enjoying this game so far. And I will see you guys for another video very soon. Goodbye, guys.